Let us begin our class by walking with the Lord and sing a hymn. You are with me wherever I go, every moment in my shall me go. You're always there, close by my side. You are there, oh Lord, both day and night. You are there, Lord, both day and night. You are with me in my mother's womb. You are with me in my grace of love. You help me stand against all evil. In me, in my strength, O Lord. You are with me wherever I go. Every moment in my shall me flow. You're always there, close by my side. You are there, O Lord, both day and night. You are there, O Lord, both day and night. Dear children, today we are going to learn class chapter 10 verses, that is dignity of labor. What is the name of the chapter? Dignity of labor. Pope John Paul II was the great soul he raised up this labor, supporting the labor in Poland. This is the man of love for the labor. He said that we need to give respect and due dignity to the laborers. If today the country is like this, it is the laborers who are the reason for it. So the laborers should not be looked in a lower eye, but they are the blessings for the country. To this, the Pope John Paul II tells us that we need to respect and give reverence to every human labor. What is the necessity of labor that we are going to see now? Any human activity using intellectual, mental, physical or body capabilities to make this world more beautiful and useful can be called labor. Whoever uses mentally or physically or intellectually, everybody is called labor. Through their work, man expresses his creative achievement for the development of the country or the world. Labor is the most accepted and dignified means of one's livelihood. One who hesitates to work, one who is a lazy person. If he is not ready to work, that means he cannot be a laborer. So if he needs to lead a dignified life, he needs to satisfy his needs and concerns. He needs to become a laborer working for his family. So the famous scientist Thomas Aquinas Edison says, nothing worthless while has been achieved free of cost. So what he says, so he calls upon those who restore to the alcohols, he says to them, so take up some work so that you will stop drinking. No need for that extra hard work doing. Start working. Become a laborer. And what kinds of works are noble? So, for this question, what is the answer? All kinds of works are noble. Human society will not exist without doing labor, and it makes steady progress only with the diversity of work. Only one kind of work if we do, there is no newness in the world. If the only computer engineers or the only engineers are there, is that enough for the development of the world? No. There are doctors, there are nurses, there are laborers, these construction workers are there, plus nurses are there, plus tax collectors, bank employees, then there are government employees. Different kinds of work doing people are in our country. Who can do the computer work, doing this chartered account people. So there are different kinds of work is done. Scientists are there, physicians are there, all kinds of together is doing, so that this world is more beautiful and it looks more beautiful and it becomes more colorful with more jobs. So for us, manual work and the collar job, both are equal, and both are equal, and they are for the welfare of the society. Only collar job work you want to do, that is not enough. You may need to go sometimes to the field. So all jobs are considered comparatively more important depending on the availability and resource of the climatic changes. So according to this thing, at some places are more, sometimes some places some things are not available. So according to the place, the job things will be changed. But everywhere there is one or the other, so that this world looks so more beautiful. Once upon a time, nowadays the agriculture is not much given importance. But the beginning of the world is the agriculture alone was there. If agriculture, people stop working in fields. If we stop, how are we going to eat? And the many farmers are doing suicide. Why? Because they do lot of labor work in their field and they don't get enough fruit. The mediators between these farmers and the big people, they will be buying with a less price all the wheat, rice, paddy, everything. They will be buying the fruits of the field, and they will not give a proper money that's supposed to be paid to the farmer. He might have been spent so much. Some farmers are completely depending on the ground, on the earth. And when they don't get profit to make that field proper grow rice, in order to go our 5 fingers in our mouth, they are working day and night for our sake. And what value do we give for the farmers? That is why in India, suicidal attempts of the farmers are increasing day by day, because the government doesn't take a proper care of the farmers, nor the people give a due respect to the farmer. But today, if you are surviving, these 5 fingers are going in the mouth, it is because the hard work of the farmers. But most of us give importance due respect to the collar jobs. All are running to become doctors, nurses, engineers, scientists, pilots, whatnot, all that we become. But nobody is ready to work as a farmer. Even the farmer thinks making his children or their children to make collectors, all these collar jobs. They don't want to work in. After some time, are we going to sit and eat money? Are we going to sit and eat money instead of the rice? We are completely neglecting the farmer's work. It is our primary duty to give a due respect to everyone, support the farmers. If they have lost, government should support. Being a people, we should fight for these people. Why are we not doing it? In the field, they grow the vegetables which we want to eat. Everybody likes to have a fresh vegetable. But what are we doing? And we sending scientists and create different kinds of pesticides, and we spray on the vegetable, and that vegetables is consumed by we all of us. And who is the cause for all the sicknesses that are coming? It is we who. It is not farmers we need to blame for this. They are using so much pesticide. All like to have organic things. Organic things. Now a new words that we hear. Organic things. But who created all these pesticides? You take any fruit, pesticide. Without a pesticide, nothing is created. Like that, we spoil the Mother Earth. Like that, we spoil the weather of the world. We are responsible for that. So, these laborers, we need to give respect and support to the farmers. Everyone is important. Everyone is important. And these laborers are very close to God, because God teaches to make our life sublime, to put our shoulder to the wheel. Don't wait for the big job to come in our life. Size the small ones. The excellence of the circle lies in its routineness, not in a biggestness. The greatest genuines have been the greatest workers. That is the way we need to take up. The next point that we are learning is participation in the work of creation. Participation in the work of creation. Labor man partaking in the work of creation. God created all this whole world and entrusted everything to the human beings, so that we directly we are created in the image of God, and we so called to prolong the work of creation by subduing the earth. God is the love, and in the infinite love, He embraces the whole universe through creative activities. God wants us to continue that creative work and manifest His love through human labor. So, God wants that we need to partake in the work that He has done and kept it. God is ever active both in creation and preservation through His love. We need to prevent the world not to be destroyed and spoiled. This place should be a place of heaven for everyone to live, and after us somebody else is going to come. To keep up this creation that God has created and to procreate, we need to partake in this system. Anyone we are engaged in any kind of work is called partaking with the God. Irrespective of the nature or place of work, whether in the field or factories or offices, structures, air or in water, we are doing against the God. If we are working for the Lord, we need to collaborate to work and to continue the work and to complete the same. Through the work of Christians are called to unfold the creation of own work. We are the partner in perfect God's creation. We need to become the partner, and God expects from you and from all of us that we need to be co-partners in increasing the work of creation. So, this place is given to all of us so that we make this place a fruitful one, a fertile land. God, when He gave, He did not put any pesticide and give, but we are putting all the kinds of nonsense on this earth, and we spoil the whole earth and the weather that is given to us. So, when this place will become a beautiful place means work should be a worship. Human work is an expression of creative and spirituality. Christians are called to become co-creations with God. Labor helps man to earn money to meet his primary needs. So we are called to live according to the Lord and work for the food, clothing and other necessity of day by day life. So work means a livelihood. To live, we are working. To live, we are working. Work gives us peace of mind. Work gives us happiness. Labor has been considered as a mankind of prayer if it is alone, sincerely and with a total commitment. If with a total commitment we are working, then that is considered as a prayer. That is why all the saints that who has died and gone, while they prayed, they worked. While they worked, they prayed. Understood? Yes, you heard rightly. While they worked, they prayed, they worked. So, we need to have that commitment in the work that is entrusted to us. The persons who are engaged in the labor are something very noble. They work we need to work for the glory. We have to pray for the will of the Lord in the work that we are doing. Then that becomes the worship of God. Lord, today I am doing in my company this work. Should I do or not? We need to find out even in that the will of God. If you are going to put something before in the field, you ask God, should I put this? This if I put, it will harm the health of the people. Should I do or not? That should be our understanding about the work. Then that becomes the worship of the work of worship. Labor is a service to the humanity. So we consider work as a worship. Work has got a transforming power when it is united with Christ. When it is united with Christ, everything can be transformed. A Christian can find in human work a small part of cross of Christ and accepting in the same spirit of redemption. So, many people consider work as a form of worship. Human people share in the activity of God. Working imitates God's activity that gives dignity. Any work that can be done, that has got everything, dignity. Jesus himself is a person of work as a model for us. That is why we see some places he is working with Joseph because he is the son of carpenter. He showed a model. That is why Jesus took the cross upon his shoulder and he walked. He is a man of hard working. We don't see Jesus sitting somewhere. 33 years he was with Father Joseph, the caretaker of Jesus. With him, he was working as a carpenter. That's why people were talking, is not this a carpenter's son? Yes. So, everyone need to do work sincerely, and that sincerely working expression of life is based on Christian faith. As we said that Jesus is the model of our work, one who taught us to be committed to the work that is given to us. It may be that is why Jesus is very strongly tells that if you are faithful in the little things, the greater things will be entrusted to in your hands, so that you will be able to do a better work. You will be more fruitful in your work because you are seeking for everything the will of God. Work is sharing the cross and the resurrection of Jesus. Work is made holy through Jesus Christ. Through the work, one can bear witness to Jesus Christ. So, we need to be faithful in the work that is entrusted to us. Thus, our work becomes more progressive and development in the kingdom of God. The next point that we are going to learn is work is duty. Work hours, the Creator's gift and the talents received from Him. It can be made redemptive by enduring the hardships of work in union with Jesus of Nazareth. The carpenter, a collaborator in the certain fashion with the Son of God in the redemptive work. That is why in Deuteronomy we read, Everyone who should be able to draw from the work that means of providing for his life and that his family and serving the community. There is no doubt work is our duty. In the Bible, we see this in need and importance of work. 6 days you shall do the duty. In 7th day, you should take the work. 6 days you should labor. That is what in the Deuteronomy chapter 5 verses 13 we are seeing. Life is sweet for the self-reliant and the work. Syro chapter 40 verses 18. Once while addressing the followers, Jesus said, "Come to me, all who labor and are heavily laden, and I will give you the rest." Come, take up your cross and come to me, and I will give you the rest. That is why St. Paul is telling a pioneer missionary of the world has ever seen trust on the need of the work repeatedly. In most of his letters, he speaks about the work, telling that every human person needs to work. If you want to eat, you need to work. If you are not working, you don't eat. That is what St. Augustine tells in the 1 Thessalonians chapter 3 verses 10. If you are not working, don't eat. You are not eligible to eat. We did not eat anyone's bread without paying. Simply you cannot eat without paying, but with toil and labor we worked night and day. That means he was working, then only he ate the food from anybody, which means he was giving Jesus, he was proclaimed. That means his labor was that. So we need to understand that part. He might have not gone to field to work, we none of us have seen, but he worked, giving Jesus to the people and proclaiming. So that is why most of the time in Saint Paul tells that every person has to work. Without work, we are not eligible to eat. Your work is to study, you have to study. Your work to help mama, you have to help mama. Otherwise, you are not worthy to have your food. That is what St. Paul very clearly tells that. So St. Paul, Ephesians chapter 4 verses 28, he is telling that, "Let the thief no longer steal, but rather let him labor, doing honest work with his hands, so that he may be able to give to those in need." Let the thief don't go run for thieving, doing the theft, but let him work so that he will be a great helper for those who are in need. So labor, we need to work with our own hands. That in 1 Corinthians chapter 4:12 we see. Work is part of life. Without work there is no life. Work is the key of making life more human. Work is an obligation that is necessary for earthly progress. So work is a thing that always keeps us in progress. Day by day, while you earn the money working, it improves your health, you try to gain the money, all that you will be doing. So, the philosopher Joseph Command says, "Man by nature is a laborer. If he does not toil, he becomes a zero." Man by nature is a laborer. If it doesn't work, we become a zero. Nature has ordained a man to earn his livelihood with his own sweat and his bow. The Church teaches in the documents of Vatican Council, he teaches that Church is the modern world. Human activities produces from man. It is also ordered to him. When he works, not only does he transform matter and society, but he fulfills himself. So we need to understand this part, that it is everybody's responsibility that we need to orient on our daily bread with our hard work. Nobody will just feed simply for you without doing any work. So with our continued labor, we learn more and more, develop our talents, and there we will be living a peaceful life. If we are not able to contribute to the prosperity of society with our labor, then we become a lazy creatures in the world and we become a burden to the Mother Earth. So, according to the Christian teaching, they pray for the favorable labor and environment. Pray for employers and customers. And always remember divine providence that grants man strength of the work and prosperity. Work is the blessing for a man to be fulfilled his duties. The next point that we are going to learn is wages for workers. Wages for workers. Wages are practical means where people can have access to goods intended for the common use. It is the remuneration of their labor done. That is not, we are not giving a salary. Because for that hard work, we can never pay a salary. It is only just a remuneration of the labor that they have done. Majority of the workers depend on the wages of their daily food. If that day they work, only they can eat. Otherwise, they will not be able to eat anything. So their daily living will depend on the wage that they receive. So always the just remuneration of the worker is the key of the social justice. The salary should be paid properly to everyone. Everyone has to be paid. A right to just wages has to be paid. But nowadays, the people cheat more and more these daily wages people. And they fill their pocket and they cheat these poor people who are earning money for their daily living. So we need to learn not to cheat any laborers. Wage must be fixed based on social and individual consideration, not according to you will or seeing the person or a person who can ask, so you will give him more and the person who is silent, not like that. According to the social and individual consideration, you should pay a due wages to the every worker. Then only that work will have a proper that you have paid a proper respect to the labor. Wages must be sufficient enough to sustain the life of and the dignity and foster rights of families. Social benefits of workers are so needed, including health care, right to leisure, pension and accident insurance and decent work environment. This everything we are given. Now government job people get a pension. Even that they are reducing. If the every labor is one who works hard work is worthy of getting a just wages to leave that family. If you are cheating a labor, you are cheating and killing the whole family of that labor. So never do that. The next thing that we are learning is labor social respect. Work has got its social dimension. Work is intimately related to human life. God has fixed every human person a specific task needed for the community. The labor need to have a good need to work for the common good of the society. Always that labor, what they do, they should inculcate some values. We all of us should strive individually for the basic needs. The social nature of the work is well recognized. Work helps us to develop social existence of a culture in which all can realize their fullest human potentials. So we need to understand this part and we need to give a proper dignity. If remember children, remember if the municipality work they are doing, if they are not brooming, sometimes we give more importance for the collar work people, officers, collar officers, because they are officers. They are sitting in the office and working. I am not telling their work is not important. I am telling their work is important. That same respect, do you give one who brooms the road? If they don't broom, tomorrow can you walk properly on the road? Municipality people, when that is kachara, everything blocked in the municipal areas, they will be removing and cleaning that kachara. If they did not do, what will be the condition tomorrow to walk for you on the road? And the public places, the public who is using the public toilet will be washed by the public washers. Do we respect them? No. Farmers, are we respecting? No. In the Mumbai, Calcutta, like these bigger metropolitan cities, people just throw kachara anywhere and everywhere. And people has to get into that gutter, these laborers, and remove that kachara out. You feel to walk from that where the dirt is there. You feel so uncomfortable to walk even that side. And these people are walking, getting inside and removing that kachara. And who is great here? The one who washes our buses, trains, cleaning the toilets in the train. The thousands of people are using that train toilets and somebody else is coming and cleaning and we don't keep it neat. And we don't give a due respect to these laborers. It is because of them we are safe. In time to time they are doing. They are also fed up because we human beings don't act behave like a human beings, exactly like animals, eat through there. We eat kara, we spit there in the hospital. Who is cleaning all this? You might have watched Munna Bhai MBBS movie. Yes, you might have watched. That part you should remember. Where that man just spits. We cannot even imagine. You spit and go, that fellow comes and wipe. Do you like from somebody's mouth which is spit, you want to wipe it? And the people are cleaning. And we say they are grumbling, they are shouting. Because we make it the places very dirty and we don't give a due respect to them. That we need to learn to respect every human person for their dignity. They are laborers means they are living on their hard work, not on your hard work and on my hard work. We all are laborers, but they are the special ones. We need to support such a people. If you can help, you help them. If you can smile and say a word of loving, say. Otherwise, don't talk to them anything. Sometimes in the government hospitals and all, these people who brooms the hospitals and clean, they will be shouting and shouting and shouting at the people who may be working. And I have seen the hospitals, how we all of us have seen how the hospitals are kept. But to clean up that, I take that burden. Yes, they are getting salary. Doesn't mean that you can throw anything and anywhere and it is their duty to clean up. It is our everyone. Next time when you eat even a chocolate, that's cover, keep it in your bag. When you go home, put it in your basket or in your dustbin in the school. Just don't throw any kachara on the road. It is everybody's duty. So, a working labor keeps the man always busy. So that work becomes a worship to the God. So there should be always a collaboration with the laborers. We should collaborate with them. And there is no doubt that unemployment makes the lives of people very miserable. We see people have no proper jobs, no proper, they don't get any work. So their life is miserable. Because of that, their families become poor and they don't even have a proper food. So we need to raise the jobs opportunities to give this work for the every unemployed. The attitude of paves the way of further development and prosperity, both for the worker and for the society. A peaceful work culture will prompt virtues of independence, responsibility, and interpersonal sensitivities. We need to be very sensitive to the needs and the concern of the laborers who are specially for the working for the development of the country. Even the color job people also is doing their responsibility in developing the country in a materialism way. To keep up the cleaning, the people are doing. Keep up the cleaning in the country, clean country. The laborers are working further. For that, you and me need to have that cooperation. Love labor, and it is wholesome for your body and your mind. That is why someone said, idling mind is the workshop of a devil. Never keep your mind empty. Always do hard work. By working, I remember one of my formator used to tell us, by doing little more extra work, you are not going to die. Are you going to die? No. I don't say when you are sick, very seriously ill, I am not asking you to do the hard work, any work. I am not telling that. I am telling that if you had done little more extra work, because you worked, you died. No. Maybe some dangerous situations working in the coal malls, all that places, maybe some dangerous places like that people might have died. Not because they have done more hard work, they died. Nobody dies out of working more. So, give importance for the work and make our work a worship. So that we will, in our work, we find God in every way and do our due responsibility. I want to ask you a question. Is all the works are important? Yes, you are correct. All works are important. Should we give respect to every labor? From the one who washes the toilet to the color job people? Yes, we need to give. All are equal. If you don't pay a proper wages, is that not sin? Yes, it is sin. We need to pay a proper payments to the employees. Then only will that work become a worship to the God. Remember, children, now onwards learn to work. No work is so small. If you are cleaning washrooms also is a great job. You are not depending on someone's money and eating, but you are doing a great work for your life that you are living. So let us do hard work and live a life of peaceful and build a just society. And I believe that all of you will today onwards, some or the other, you help your mother doing something and give due respect and support especially to the farmers. Otherwise, our 5 fingers may not go inside our mouth. Thank you for listening to this class very patiently, and let us thank the Lord for all the labors who are keeping our society clean. And the farmers, scientists, doctors, nurses, whoever, all are important in the world, and whichever work they are hold on is important. Let we also become a hard workers in the work that is entrusted to us, and may God bless all of us. Thank you, dear children. See you in the next class.